I did the thing. We are going to read Crescent City 3, House of Flame and Shadow. There probably is going to be spoilers, so if you haven't read Sarah J. Maas, don't watch this video. The door is right here. Make your exit now. I'm not kidding. This is not a joking matter. I'm going to be reacting. I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be verbally responding to what is happening. And if you haven't read, then don't watch. I think we're gonna go get some bubble tea because this is a big moment. Hi. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my God! Prepare for basically hell to break loose, because I think that's exactly what's gonna go on. House of Flame and Shadow! House of Flame and Shadow. Right off the freaking bat. This dedication is adorable. It says, for Salone, who lights up entire universes with her smile. That is so precious. Can I tab the... Okay, I'm new to Kindle. I don't know what's going on. Can I book... Ah, okay, annotations. What? So this is gonna be a mix of new experiences. This is your last chance. If you haven't read Crescent City, please, for the sake of sanity and all things good in the world, exit out of this video. I really don't want to ruin anything for you because I'm about to start talking. Okay, here we go. I don't think Cormac's dead. I really don't. He had the ability to winnow, transport, whatever the heck you want to call it, whatever word you want to use. I personally like to use the word winnow. They're all talking about, you know, his death and all this and that. But I don't buy it. I don't believe it. And how do we know that he didn't just transport to another realm as well? I read words, I don't speak them, so I apologize if I'm saying these wrong. It's like she knows. She knows. Rundan and Crown Prince of the Balbaran was staring at her. She had to give the whole freaking title. She didn't have to say that. We all know Rune is the Crown Prince of the Balbaran. We know that. Oh my God, I missed him. I am so excited. Oh my God, I need to calm down. This is why I'm in the car here and not at home, scaring the living shit out of my poor mother. It's just a book. No, it's not. This is my sanity, actually. Sarah literally holds my sanity in her hands. And if she messes it up, I would still probably thank her. The darkness seemed inherent to the three people standing across from her. A petite female in gray silk and two winged males clad in black scale-like armor. One of them, the beautiful, powerful male in the center of the trio, literally rippling with shadows and stars. Rhysand, he called himself, the one who looked so much like Rune. I swear to God, if that theory is true about Rhys's sister and his mom escaping to Midgard and like Rune's mom being Rhys's sister, I'm gonna freak out. Okay, so Bryce glanced at the warrior beside Rune's almost twin, the male who found her, who carried the black dagger that had reacted to the star sword. His hazel eyes held nothing but cold, predatory alertness. Freaking Fraggle Flakes, man! Cauldron boil me, mother above, whatever you want to say. Am I really about to put me screaming at a camera because of a book on YouTube? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I do it again. No, because it's her questioning if they have tickets. This bitch is used to telephones, vehicles, like technology. They're not used to that. Oh my God, that's funny. That's funny. Okay. So he's the spy master, right? Asriel, our sweet boy Asriel. You know, she's spinning bullshit. He's like, looking at Rhys like, yo, no. They're just standing there and I'm in shambles. Like, but it's been years since I read an ACOTAR book. The last one came out, what, 2022? No, it had to be 2021 because I read Throne of Glass after ACOTAR. Oh my God, has it been 3 years? Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. The fact that he's literally just like, bro. Like, he's looking at her going, nah. I'm not buying it. Literally, it says, how had he understood without Rhysand translating? Question mark. Rhysand glanced at him with raised brow, then translated for Bryce with equal menace. You're lying. Damn, I love reading. But the freaking fact, Rhys, this is Rhys now, he's speaking into her mind being like, I do not pry where I'm not willingly invited. Oh my God! After all these years, I've envisioned like winnowing kind of like operating in Harry Potter. Suddenly Rhys is just gone. Like he's just disappeared. And he comes back and in my head I went, and I don't know why. Like he literally just popped back into his seat with this orb. I'm like, what the Why is it suddenly a pop and not like a like in my head? That's what it was. Like that. You know? Now it's like, and I don't know why. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, bro, that would be so sick. Can you imagine eating a jelly bean and then like you suddenly can speak like Vietnamese or whatever, or why'd that come up first? I don't know. But like, or Japanese or any language. Jelly bean, boop, and then suddenly, bro, girls eating jelly beans, learning new languages. What the frickin' Fraggle Flakes, man? Oh my, she's like fancy. Yeah, chapter 2. Varian, oh. I don't know why, but suddenly I'm like, I kind of like the idea of Aryan Therian because fire and water, that could be interesting. Whether or not I actually think it'll go anywhere, I don't know. What in the From Blood and Ash is going on? What? Whoa! What? I mean, okay, sure. Not what I was expecting to happen. At all. Okay. So the Viper Queen has some sort of venom in her blood or whatever that apparently is like a drug-like substance because he just can't help himself to it. What she got in her system? What's going on? Like, she got crack? What's going on? So the boys need someone to escort her home. And they're all like, not it. And Mark, Deck's boyfriend's like, remind me how it is that the three of you are considered some of the most feared warriors in this city. They're children and I love it. We're gonna relocate. We're going home. I'm gonna say something that you might not want to hear. Only the dagger and Azrael wielding it had been there. Like that was where she needed to be. Could it only be for the knife? Yeah, sure. Okay. But so far, I'm not gonna put it past Sarah to play with us a little bit and say that he doesn't have something to do with it too. When the knife and sword are reunited, so shall our people be. Bryce murmured into the quiet. To what end, though? To whatever end, baby. Like, what? Oh my gosh. Sarah, please. You're really... Ooh, we're only we're hardly in chapter 3. And she's already... Oh my god. Oh my gosh. I can breathe. Because one of the last words we get from Hunt, or around Hunt, in the second book is that he knew nothing. And I was like, did they just wipe his memory of Bryce? But we're okay, because it says, but inside him beyond the sea of pain and despair, Bryce was the entirety of his world, his maid, his wife, his princess. Okay. I'm forgetting its name, and I feel like a terrible human being because of it, but the shadow-like monster, Cassian would call it, at the bottom of the library is what first popped in my head when Hunt started talking about this shadow watching him. He said, this shadow was different, darker, older, watching them. It just popped in my head. Well, you know, I freaking knew it. I knew Azrael was with them that entire time. I was like, bitch. She's like, it's the shadows. No, it's freaking Azrael. That's what it is. He is the dang shadows. She's like, you can come out now. I was like, yeah, thank the gods. Bryce is freaking out. She's like, you've been here the whole time. Oh my god. And he's just like, yeah. I love them. It's like reading became real with them. I think maybe that's what it is. Is that like anything I'd read beforehand was like just a book. You know, it was just reading. It wasn't that big of a deal. Where these characters, they're home to me. What is Sarah doing? What is she doing with us? What is she doing? Because I don't think I want it. She did, I'm pretty sure, she did confirm Bryce and Hunt were mates. Okay, I'll take it. However, I don't see them as equals. I see that they benefit each other. Like, he can basically be her battery for her to use her abilities. But she can go toe-to-toe with Azrael because she is light and he is shadow. It works. If it's what he chooses, fine, I'll take it. I want him to be happy. But another part of me thinks that she's left Azrael alone for so long because she kind of wants us to have Azrael and not another character. But it's fine if she decides to pair him with somebody. I don't know exactly what to think because I'm not entirely happy with how Sarah went about making Bryce and Hunt mates. I don't think I'm upset about it. I'm just kind of like, okay, it felt kind of thrown together. This is chapter 12. And they're just walking next to each other because, you know, they're kind of poking at each other left and right. And he's kind of like smirks at her or whatever. And she's just like asking him questions because his ears aren't pointed. They're rounded like a human. Those are your shadows, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, he was tying you down. I don't know what's going on. But Nesta seems to be getting a kick out of it. And he does too. Her gaze flickered to the star sword strapped to Azrael's back, then to his side, the knife that was hanging there. Her ears hollowed for a moment, the dull thump sounding once, and her hand spasm seemingly tugged toward those blades. Azrael's wings twitched at the same moment, and he rolled his shoulders like it was shaking off some phantom touch. No! If Dorian's not involved, it's not happening. Don't even talk about phantom anything. Oh my gosh. That got way too much of a reaction out of me. It's one freaking word. And phantom anything. I'm like, phantom hands. I'm like, instantly. It's programmed that way. I can't help it. And Peek at Nesta revealed her studying the mail, as if such a display was unusual. I don't know what to make of this. Let me get this straight. So she fell, cut her knees and her hands. A little after, he realizes that her knees are completely healed, but her hands aren't. He grabs her hand. She realizes the scars all over his. She remembers, more or less. Opens up to him, I guess, and is like, yeah, the male that fathered me used to burn my brother to punish him. The scars never healed for him either. And he drops her hand. He kind of like, and walks like to the front of the group to avoid her. What, you gotta go outside? You gotta go outside right now. It's midnight 30 and you gotta go outside right now. Weren't you outside earlier? But you don't care, do you? No. Okay, of course not. I am just like, I remember from his chapter, he was scared to touch Elaine because of the darkness within him, that his scarred hands would somehow leak his darkness onto her or something like that. I love this pair, the Nesta and Bryce pair. I'm loving it. The sword and the dagger are reacting to each other, and she knows that it's bothering him. You know, she's just putting it out in the open. He doesn't say anything. His face doesn't change. He reveals nothing, and Nesta's just like, it is. I've never seen him so fidgety. And Azrael's like, they seem to want to be near each other. Bryce nods. And she's like, when I landed, they instantly reacted to each other. And they were close together. Nesta goes, like calls to like. Plenty of magical things react to one another. I don't know what to feel. I don't know what to feel because I don't know what she's doing. In my mind, I don't want them to be, but Azrael and Bryce make more sense to be mates than Hunt and Bryce do. Because in my mind, Bryce and Azrael have more equal qualities than Hunt and Bryce do. They empower each other, yes, absolutely. Are they a good pair? They're a great team. But when in my head, when I'm thinking of like equal and like calls to like, Azrael and Bryce balance each other out. Shadows and light, that's light and dark literally. In my head, I can't say no to that. I love Hunt, don't get me wrong. I like him, I think he's a great guy. And I'll be honest, between reading the books years ago and seeing fan art of like fake scenes, like made up scenes, I can't remember exactly how he responds to other people, but the way he's reacting to Bryce is particular and peculiar to me. Even Nesta's realizing it, and I don't know if it's him responding to her or what she is, or if it's because of the dagger and the star sword. We're in chapter like 12. So this could be her just like, you know, throwing a herring or something. I don't know. She's talking about how like there's literally a prophecy from her world about how when the sword and the knife are reunited, so shall our people be. And Nesta's like, you really think it's this particular dagger? Bryce literally says it checks too many boxes not to be. What is happening? What is happening? And I'm in my mind thinking, okay, prophecy that Rune keeps stressing about, basically, about how the royal line will end with him. Okay, their father has disowned them, has completely wiped them of their title. They're no longer royal, technically. I don't think, I'm praying and hoping to the mother above, that it means that they're necessarily going to die. I don't want him to die. I would love to see him be with Lydia and have kids and live out his little, you know, Rune fantasy. I mean, his father literally disowned him. He stripped him of his title. Unless the dad's gonna have more kids, which I highly doubt he is. Do you see what I mean? Am I crazy? So Ethan just made a deal with the Viper Queen. We don't know who he's fighting. He didn't specify who all of us is. I mean this both in the literal and hypothetical sense. He's a puppy. Ethan. I need more details in this deal. It's good that he said you will let all of us go immediately. That's good. But there's still so many more, like, specifics he should have laid out. I feel, oh my gosh, I'm nervous for him. I'm nervous for him. On top of that, it's like, how do you win a fight? First one to draw blood, first one down for so many seconds, first one killed. How do you win a fight and who is he fighting? Because she's picking the opponent. Could easily be any of them. Like, could be Therian. He could have to fight Therian. So Nesta used the mask, right? So now that she did the thing, Azrael's like, take it off. And she's just looking at him, not moving. It's like a doll in a horror movie, just looking at him. And he's like, Cassian's waiting for you, Nesta. Take off the mask. Oh my God. He's like, he's waiting for you at the House of Wind. At home. Gwen and Emery are waiting. Azriel pushed Emphara and Elaine. The silver flame flared at that. Then Azriel said, Nyx is waiting too. Yeah, he is. The silver flame went out entirely. The mask fell from Nesta's face, clattering on stone. Nesta swayed, but Azriel was there, catching her, bringing her to his chest, scarred hands stroking her hair. Thank the mother, he breathed. Thank the mother. Oh, that... It took Bryce hours to stop shaking. Well, if I witnessed something like that, damn, I'd be like, oh my god. Okay, so she's like, so you got abilities to, you know... And he's like, yeah. So she's like, okay, don't kill me, but aim right here. So he does, and it feels completely foreign. Like she's bent over, coughing, breathing around the burn. And Nesta's like, are you alright? And she was like, even Hunts hadn't felt like this. So undiluted, like 100% proof liquor. He even has the ability to charge her. Like, what? How can I not? How can you? It's checking too many boxes. I could be totally wrong. They could end up killing each other at the end. I hope not. I don't know. It's almost too good to be true because it's like Sarah knows, obviously. She pays attention to us and what we, theorize. So this is almost like her like dangling a fish in front of us before she goes and like throws it somewhere else. Oh my god. He has the ability to charge her. He is shadows. She is light. I love the idea of him and Gwen. Do not get me wrong. If there's anyone I ship him with, it's probably me. But like, aside from that, probably Gwen. One thing I remember is his shadows being scared of Elaine. His shadows were curious around Gwen. It says that, after she stands up after being hit with his power, she reaches out her hands to them. Nesta took one first, then Azriel's hand, battered and deeply scarred, slid around hers. Light leaked from where their skin met. She could have sworn his shadows hovered, watching like curious snakes. I know his shadows do what he tells them to. I know that. In certain situations, like when he basically tied her down earlier and then she beamed it with light and got out of his hold, whatever. But these moments where he's not consciously telling them to be curious, I don't think he tells his shadows hey, be curious about it. No. I think there's just natural moments where they say so much without a damn thing and I'm just like, it's too good to be true. It's checking too many boxes where that can't be it. This has got to be a red herring. Her hair is literally red. So Nesta's like, when we stop next, can you show me how that contraption works? And Bryce is like, the phone? She's like trying to figure out what it does has been driving us all crazy. Cell phone. Which I know, if I took a cell phone to any human being, let's say 200, 300 years ago, yeah, they'd probably be very confused. Okay, suddenly I'm feeling very American. Azriel's like, that weaponry you showed us, those guns. While I was reading the second book, I was maybe halfway through it, I was on Pinterest because, it's Pinterest, and I saw fan art of Bryce showing Azriel how to hold a gun. I thought Azriel was going to somehow end up in her world, not her ending up in Valaris. But as soon as they were like, Hellhead Grass, I was like, oh my god, we're getting a whole damn package, the whole meal. Anyway, so they're in the prison or whatever, and he's got her hand. And she's like, I'm going in, but you keep a step back. And he's like, and this all the fun? So she tries to pull out of his hand, and his fingers just tighten, and I'm just like, oh my god, he can hold my hand anytime. Anytime. Oh my god. Chapter 17. He's still holding her dang hand, and I don't see him doing that with other people. I really don't. I really don't. With his scarred hand, I don't see him doing that with anybody else, and I think Nesta knows it. Oh my gosh. So to get him to drop her hand, she turned and looked over her shoulder. She was like, watch out! And so then he whipped the sword out, let go of her, and she jumped over the ward because of her amulet, right? And Nesta's just like, I like this one. she's like proud of her. Because there was nothing there. She just wanted Azriel to drop her hand and go walk through the ward. So that's funny. That's funny. I love it. Oh my god. The carving's an exact likeness, Bryce said, nodding. But who is she? Azriel said softly, his voice tinged with pain. She looks like Rhysand's sister. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, but golden hair, hi Faye. Sorry, but Aelin, girl needs to rest. I really hope she doesn't get dragged back into this. If we get more Dorian content, I won't be entirely upset. I will say that. Yes! Okay, so, oh my god, so he literally ruined the hand, just literally came off. So he swings and Hunt's like kicking him to finally get the poker. And as soon as he does, he's like trying to figure out how to like curl up and like get the thing with just one arm. And of course, I think his name is Regulus, I'm not entirely sure. He's like, what acrobatics and what determination. You know what? I applaud Rune for the idea, for sticking through it, for doing it. Shiznit! Oh my god. And then literally as... I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Ugh. Not to mention Ethan and... Is it Sigrid? They're... Oh my god! Oh my god, so much is going down. And I kind of like how, instead of like chapter perspectives, there's multiple perspectives in each chapter. I kind of like that. First, I was very confused. I was like, why are we suddenly here? But like now I get it. I kind of like this because it mixes it all up. It keeps it interesting. It's fast-paced stuff. Things are like happening rapidly. This was so easy to dive into. I was worried that like I wasn't gonna remember everything. I was gonna struggle with names. I was struggle with like plot lines. I had no issue diving in. I am thoroughly enjoying this. And I'm only in part 1. Oh my gosh. This is actually insane. And I'm loving every second of it. Shut up. Shut up. She told me once, when I marveled at our luck, that the portal had opened to Adius that day. That it was because they were mates. Their souls had found each other across galaxies, linking them that fateful day. As if the mating bond between them was indeed some physical thing. Why is she telling us this? Why, Sarah? I'd like to know. Why are you telling us this? What are you planning on doing with that information? Is this something I should hold on to? Is this something I should just... Yeah, okay. What happens if a mate dies, though? Because I wondered that with Rowan. I was like, before we found out, before we realized what, happened, I was like, does he get another one? Because the Fates obviously, know all. But I seriously have been asking this since 2021. Like, what happens when a mate dies? I don't think they sell them on Amazon, so you can't really just get another mate. But like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, is it only one other being? It's like messing with my brain. It's making me scared. And poor Rune has his hand freaking bitten off, and it was his idea. Okay, so Azrael, right? Azrael. Okay, so the male now held the star sword at the ready, truth teller gripped in his other hand. He must have had some sort of starborn blood in him then. A distant ancestor maybe? Or maybe his possession of the knife somehow allowed him to also bear the star sword. As if in answer to Azrael's question, the female in the coffin opened her eyes, blah blah blah. They were crushing blue and they glowed. Okay, miss. Okay. The Astri sees that he's got, weapons drawn. And she's like, how dare you draw a weapon before me against those who crafted you, soldier, from night and pain? Huh. Then he goes on to say, you are no creator of mine. The star sword gleamed in his other hand. If they bothered him or they called to him, he didn't let on. Neither hand so much as twitched. Okay, so, sir, I'm trying so hard to think of Azrael's past because all I really remember is that his family basically hated him and tortured him by boiling his hands left and right in oil, wrapped his wings and kept him downstairs. And I don't know if we ever found out why. I always wondered that. I was like, why take out aggression on such a small being? Like, why? Why? Because he had to be so crushed. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was just such an ankle biter that they couldn't stand him. So then later in life, when he was trained and learned to hone all that aggression, he was just so good. I don't know. I'm literally spitballing here. I don't know what the heck I'm saying. But Cormac, Azrael, Rune, kind of, but not as well, and Reese all have shadowy abilities, and as far as I can remember, so did Dorian. I would like to know where Azrael came from. I would like to know. Also the way that the Astri is against those who crafted you, soldier, from night and pain. If I didn't know Azrael, well, I'd be like, he's gorgeous, but I was like, if I didn't know Azrael and I saw him and I had to explain my immediate to somebody, yeah, it'd probably be about his beauty, but sexy man right there. But no, it probably, yeah. Chapter 25. Those of us who ventured here found ways to amplify that power, thanks to the gifts of the land. We pulled our power and imbued those gifts into the cauldron so that it would work our will. We made the trove from it, and then bound the very essence of the cauldron to the soul of this world. So destroy the cauldron, and you destroy this world. One cannot exist without the other. Call me
me crazy, but wasn't the cauldron literally in pieces in Mist and Fury? Like, they had to put that shit back together, and then Nest and Elaine were, you know, taking their little swim. What? The cauldron was literally in pieces, and yet the world still stood. I'm confused. Is she fibbing, or am I missing something? I know that there was a book that they had to put back together, but I'm pretty sure the cauldron was split into 3 pieces. Or was it split in half? Was it split in half or 3 pieces? Mother above, cauldron boil me. Yes, sir. Okay, so this Astrid had decided to take a little stroll. You know, we're getting up. We're taking some steps, you know. She looks at Astrid holding the truth teller, and she's like, you don't know how to use it, do you? And he's like, I'm pretty sure this end's the one that will go through your gut. She's like, typical of your kind. If you want to play with our weapons and have no concept of their true abilities, your mind can't hold all the possibilities at once. Asriel snarled softly, wings flaring. Try me. I don't care if she's injured, if she's severed, if she's dead, if she's in pieces. Take them and put them back in the casket. You know what I'm saying? Like, put that shit in there and don't open it again. Oh my God. Like, don't get me wrong, but you don't know. You don't know. You could burn the body for all I care. Take the ashes and put them in the casket. You know what I mean? Like, I would not be trusting that again. Was Hybrid an Astrid? I think that might have just been a theory. I don't think we actually know whether or not he was. That was really stressful for me. Chapter what? 26? We're in chapter 26. And that was really stressful. First of all, the man said please. The man said please and had fear in his eyes. Oh my God. How does she know? How does she know she's going home? She could be going to Terracing probably. How does she know where she's going? How does she know? She doesn't. She really doesn't know. All she knows was the darkness surrounding her as she plunged deeper, deeper into the pit. Like, girl, do you know where you're going? I don't think so. Okay. Oh, that was stressful. That was stressful. That was only part 1. Oh, by gosh, by golly. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Peace and love. Oh my God. Oh my God. My question is she even going to make it out of Prithian? Or is she going to, like, end up at Tamlin's doorstep? Like, you know what I mean?